looks like our main group is starting to become the anti-rape advocates.
Hey man, where'd you go?
I took a minute to call Anna.
Oh, I got it.
Excuse me.
You were checking in on your girl. Good thing she didn't catch on that you came here unsupervised.
Unsupervised?
Well, you're here alone, aren't you? I've got your back, dude. Bros before hoes. Give me a heads up about what you said to Ayana so the story's solid.
What story? She knows I'm here, you moron. I'm not in the business of lying to my girlfriend.
Yeah, it is possible for two people to have a trusting relationship. It's not like he's cheating on his girlfriend. Excuse me.
Really? If my boyfriend went to a party without me, I'd be worried.
It's not like I don't want her to be here, Anna. She just happened to be out of town this weekend. I date my girlfriend. I don't babysit her.
It's nice that jealousy or distrust doesn't get in the way of your relationship, but I'm with Anna. I wouldn't want anyone I was dating to party without me.
If you're gonna be in a relationship but can't trust who you're dating, then why date them in the first place? That'd be no fun. There's no point in commitment if you can't trust the other person.
Well, I mean, I don't trust fate, but, you know, I hang out with him, so I can't agree with that. Sorry. I don't... like or dislike is not... Is yes and no? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just picking them because like, dislike just makes no sense to me on these. I really want to play Persona 4, but the load screen times are unpredictable at best.
I agree. Any good relationship has got to have trust in it. That's way more fun.
I can see your point.
Not to mention, I can say from personal experience that being in a relationship that is 24/7 with your boyfriend is not fun. You lose a lot of yourself along the way.
I know, it just sounds so horrible having your boyfriend who takes you everywhere and buys you everything. Sometimes I don't get why the two of you broke up.
Wow, Serena. What'd you do to mess up that relationship? He was clearly into you.
Why would you assume I did something wrong, Cal? I loved him, and I knew there would be good times and bad. I tried to work through it for 3 years, but I finally realized how extreme the bad part of the relationship had gotten.
Did he ever hit you?
He never physically hit me, but about the last 6 months of our relationship, there were a handful of times he'd throw something at the wall or near me to try and
Is this the
scare me.
room?
So then, he didn't abuse you.
Well, that's true. This is emotional abuse. Oh, well. Yeah, it just said it right there anyway. I'll just state the obvious.
So what happened then?
We started dating when I was
Broken
a
into this
freshman
girl's
in
love
high school
life.
and he was a junior. Things weren't bad the first year. Besides, it was cool having a boyfriend who could drive and had his own money from working on the weekends. But things changed when I was a sophomore and he was a senior.
He sounds like a guy who was just taking care of his girl.
Really, Cal? He put gas in my car because he controlled where I went. He bought dinner because he controlled which restaurant we went to. He'd even order my food for me, right down to the temperature of my steak. He bought me clothes, but that's because he was controlling what I wore and when I wore it. I used to have fun going out with my friends, but that faded away after dating him for 3 months. He would question why I couldn't bring him out on girls' night. He always made me feel bad for going out without him. I felt like I was losing myself.
No offense, but if things were so bad, then why'd you stick around that long? Aren't you a bit to blame too, since you stayed?
People stay for lots of reasons, like when they buy you shit. A lot of shit. Yeah, well, this isn't wrong. Like this. That's, wow. Well, these are all awful. Yeah. Well. Staying in a relationship doesn't mean you want to be abused. I guess. Oop. Bad phone.
Come on, she stayed. What more could she do to support him than that?
Cal, you're missing the point. Her choice to stay didn't make him abusive.
Just
Exactly.
enabled it.
I stayed because I loved him, and he just took advantage of that.
That's messed up. Nobody deserves to be in a relationship like that, so it's good you're out of it.
That must have been so awful. Him buying her stuff all the time, buying clothes, buying food, buying gas.
Look, in the end, I left. He was jealous and possessive, and those are things I don't need in my life. No one does.
I actually knew a guy who was in a relationship like that. His girlfriend was totally jealous and possessive. She would lie and manipulate him to make him feel guilty all the time.
Well, yeah, girls in relationships can get pretty crazy.
Man or woman, people like that are in it for the power they get controlling the other person. I think an act of love is when you tell someone you love them for who they are, and an act of control is when you tell someone you love them for who you want them to be. Not to mention, abusive relationships almost always get worse.
I guess I see your point. It's probably best you got out, Serena.
Thanks. Now I'm just focused on learning what I do want out of a relationship, because I definitely know what I don't want.
Dun 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 dun. Ugh. God, here I am just hoping for a train to run into this LP. But I don't know when the train runs.
Relationships are definitely
Okay.
complicated, but I think we have to draw the line when it comes to abusive behavior. What Serena had to go through shouldn't happen to anyone. I'm all about love, but there is no love without respect. We've got to remind people of that.
Hooray, we finished level 4. Real quick, I'm gonna pause this LP, but immediately resume it because I don't want to have a big editing file. So.